Hey, it's Trinity Bliss. I play Kat McCoy in Life of Chuck, and you're watching Pop Culture with Pat.
Hey guys, welcome back to Pop Culture with Pat. I'm so excited to be joined by today's guests. Today I'm talking to Trinity Jo-Li Bliss, who plays Kat in The Life of Chuck. Trinity, thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here talking to you.
Yeah, I'm so very excited to get into it. As I'd mentioned before, Life of Chuck, it's one of my favorite films of the year. So I'm curious for you, what was kind of your reaction when you read the script for the first time, and how did it make you feel?
I I remember reading the script for the first time and I guess being very taken away with it. Like even just reading the dance scenes on the page, how these different acts came together, reading about Chuck's moments and all of these references and moments connecting and um it was like really contagious and yeah, I loved reading it for the first time and I immediately felt just really connected to Kat and really excited to get the chance to be a part of the project like this.
Were you familiar at all with the short story prior to this? And was that like something that you read afterwards or?
Yeah, I read it after hearing about this project and getting to go through the audition process. I hadn't heard of the short story before. But of course heard so much about Stephen King, the legend. Yeah,
Yeah, and I
it's really
say Mike Flanagan's kind of become the go-to guy for adapting a lot of his stories. And so what was it about the story in general and about the character of Cat that really kind of drew you in and made you feel like this was something that you really had to be a part of?
Ooh, I loved this story. I guess it just really grabbed my heart and pulled on my heartstrings. And for Kat, I loved how she was like the kind of person that the cool kids vibed with, but also maybe the less cool kids. She would also vibe with them, and she's such a compassionate person, and I love her love for dancing and the kind of fuzzy feelings and interesting friendship and stuff that blossoms between her and Chuck. Um, I just was immediately like really excited at the thought of being a part of something like this.
I
Yeah.
connected with that too, because me being in school, I was someone that was kind of, I wasn't one of the popular kids. Maybe
Yeah.
probably a little bit more on like the nerdy side of things, but I was kind of in the middle. Was I able, like, had friends in both groups. So that was something that I connected with Kat on that level.
Yeah. Oh, I love that.
What was your, can you talk a little bit about like what your audition process was like for the film?
I would love to. Um, it was a funny time because I had just had surgery on both of my feet. Like it was like kind of preventative, like bunion, like growth plate thing. So both of my feet were in this like boot, and I couldn't really be on my feet for long. And I also had somehow gotten COVID at that same time. So it was like
Jeez.
preparing for the audition and being so excited about this project, The Life of Chuck. Um, but also navigating my feet and having like Dayquil and using the inhaler, trying to like breathe and stop coughing. Um, but I was so just excited and enamored with Kat and the script and casting was so fun. Like this everything about the audition process was over Zoom, but I remember finding it to be such a fun process because it felt rare getting to audition in that way with casting where we were just trying different things and experimenting and discussing and playing with the scenes and I had so much fun with it. Yeah.
Man, you had quite the audition process. That's quite the way things that you had to go through to get that. And I'm sorry that you had to, at the time you were dealing with that, especially where it's a scene where it requires a good amount of dancing.
That's very true. I mean, I guess I'm glad that they trusted when I was like, yes, I promise I can dance.
I can do it. I'll be ready to go.
Yeah.
And Mike Flanagan, I mean, this is was a passion project for him. So can you talk about just getting to meet him and work with him, having him as your director?
Yeah. I was so excited to work with Mike and it was awesome to be on set where he creates just such a, I guess, warm environment, like a family environment with everybody. where everybody just becomes so in sync with each other and is so passionate to be there. Um, yeah, I really admire Mike, so it was really cool to get to be on set and watch him do his thing and work with him. And um, yeah, I love that this was like such a passionate project for him, hearing him talk about this is something I'm also making for my kids, and maybe
Yeah.
one of the only things that they can watch so far out
Yeah.
of my work. Um, yeah, Mike is such a cool guy, and it's so much fun to be on set with him. Like in between takes, he just makes you laugh and yeah,
I was going to ask you like what makes because obviously you've gotten to work with a good amount of directors already so far in your career. So what kind of makes Mike stand out as a director for you and makes those sets so special? But you kind of went into some of those elements right there.
yeah, totally.
I got
Yeah,
to meet him a couple of years ago, like very briefly. I was at like one of the like a Comic Con, and just from like the short interaction, had like a couple minutes with him, and yeah, like you said, what
yeah,
seems like one of the nicest guys and people that I've talked to in the past that have worked with him. They've kind of shared the same sentiment, just really collaborative guy and really, just giving overall.
definitely. Yeah, I love that way of describing Mike. Um, and it's so cool how passionate he is about filmmaking and how he's just so in with every department and getting us all in sync with each other. And every day on set was just an exciting day. Yeah.
And I heard there was because there was the scene, the big dance scene with like Tom Hiddleston and stuff like that. There was I was reading a Fangoria magazine and I heard that I guess like the day of shooting that scene, there was just a ton of like clouds kept going in and out, and so they had to
Right.
like keep stopping the scene, restarting it, and I was like, oh man, yeah, battling the elements is never fun.
Very true.
So at least you
Yeah,
guys didn't have to, at least it like wasn't, yeah, you didn't have to deal with those circumstances.
indeed. We were lucky our dance scene was inside. I remember our one scene outside, me and Chuck, when I was like, I mean, we should do go to the fall fling together and dance together. I mean, I'm going with Dougie Wentworth, but it'll be fun.
Yeah.
That scene, we also experienced the clouds and then sun and then clouds and then sun. And it was fun watching like Mike and Evan, our DP, and everybody was like trying to adjust. And me and Benjamin just got to be like, ready when you are. But yeah, I love the dance scene with Tom and Annalise. It's so contagious and cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was probably one of my favorite moments, like in the film. I mean, all the dance scenes I really enjoyed. You just felt like a sense of joy. And speaking of Benjamin, can you talk about, I guess, like getting to meet with him and then also working with him as far as just developing that relationship and dynamic that your characters have in the movie?
Yeah. Um, I'm really grateful to have met Benjamin on this project, like a friend for life. And um, yeah, it was really fun. I think really the first time we'd ever met each other was like the first day rehearsal. Um, and I feel like we immediately were just like right in with each other. And um, yeah, got to bond over our love for music or singing and of course acting and dancing. And I think when you're rehearsing that hard and just kind of going through the dance with each other and like a few hours a day and just going through that, and also we both did set school together. We quickly bonded, and it was just so much fun to think how we built that those moments and fuzzy feelings between Kat and young Chuck. Um,
Yeah, I love
yeah,
the dance
love them.
scenes between your characters. I thought that those came out great. Like I mentioned before, all the dance scenes in the film
Yeah,
are really well done. So, yeah, can you
yeah,
talk a little bit about like what went into preparing and filming some of those dance scenes?
yeah. I was having so much fun. I feel like we were just having so much fun with that, and those are fond memories that I'll carry with myself for my whole lifetime. Um, Getting to work with Mandy Moore, I was in awe of just like her and everything she's done. Um, Not only am I a huge La La Land fan, but also a huge as Swiftie. So that was really cool. Um, Actually, this is like such a digression, but fun fact, it felt so serendipitous. I'd gone to Taylor's August 9th Eras Tour show,
Yeah.
which that's the day that she released Taylor's version. And then of course Mandy Moore, she choreographed the Eras Tour. And then so it was all after that booked Life of Chuck and then was on set. The week that I got there and we were doing rehearsals was the week that 1989 Taylor's version came out. And then
Wow.
getting with Mandy, it felt like an invisible string, I guess, to use a Taylor song title. But
Yeah. No, it was meant to
um
be.
yeah, it was mind-blowing to me and so exciting. Yeah, the whole dance scenes, and I was so excited to jump into that with everybody. And from choreographing, well, not me, learning from our amazing choreographer Mandy, and rehearsing with Benjamin, getting to be on set and going through that with all the background kids cheering us on and all the crew and cast and it was just really exciting time. Yeah.
Yeah, because you guys had a good amount of people, especially in that gym scene where you had everyone there for the dance. So you had a good amount of people there and just, watching you guys dance. So did you guys
Yeah.
like feel any pressure as far as just having kind of a crowd like that or?
Yeah, I don't know about Benjamin, but I think on my side for sure, I guess we'd had a whole week of rehearsals and that part was so much fun. Like starting Monday and then by Friday we showed Mike and we showed our important crew members. And and then the next week was it was Wednesday when we were gonna be on set and filming. And so since then, since that Friday we had it rehearsed and then we just got there Wednesday quickly with Mandy and like since we filmed in an abandoned school, we just were in like a little side classroom, did it once, and then we were like, and we're in, and went
Go.
immediately into like the gymnasium setup and the dance and the twinkling lights and like middle school dance and mode and all of the background kids there. And then Benjamin and I, that was like the first time we realized, oh yeah, Kat and Chuck, they're going to have a fuzzy feelings like kiss moment. So it was kind of like, okay, rehearsal, let's go right into it. We kind of just like went right into it. Um, so I was a little nervous, had like the butterflies in my stomach and like
It's understandable.
heart in my chest, but I was also so excited. And I think with anything like that, it's just really just so hyper about it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it came out great. So both you guys should be, proud of how it came out in the final version of the film. How long did it take, I guess, just like in general to kind of, prepare for it and actually like film the scene itself? Do you remember?
Yes, I guess that whole first week we were rehearsing, so we had like a few hours a day with Mandy. I feel like our first day was mostly just like learning the different styles. So we would do like the cha-cha and we had to prep our moonwalk and then the
I love that
rest
the
of,
moonwalk was in there.
yes, I loved the moonwalk. That was so sick. And then after that, it was learning the dance from Mandy and practicing, getting in our outfits, trying it out. Me and Benjamin, like getting that synchronization with each other and running it from like the beginning of the scene to the end together. So that was like a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. That whole week, we just had a few hours a day to do it. And by the Friday, we showed Mike and Trevor. Um, and Evan and everybody. And it was, I guess, really exciting. It felt like it was all going so quickly. And I remember I was so sore,
Oh,
but
I'm
also
sure.
so excited, like with from the blisters to the sore muscles, but also just
It was
feeling
all
so
worth it in the
happy.
end.
I was so happy. Yeah. The actual filming of the dance scene took like a whole day. We probably, I think Benjamin counted somewhere between 60 to 70 times we did like that 3 to 4 minute sequence just over and over again, different angles, different ways. And
Oh my God.
that was such a fun day, the most supportive crew and such fun.
Yeah, no, it came out great, and you've gotten to work with two masters at their craft between Mike Flanagan and James Cameron. So, can you just talk about what have you learned from them that you feel has helped you grow as a creative in your career?
Right. Um, oh, I love that question. I think getting to see these masters of their craft do their thing and with such compassion and um not only passion for what they do, but passion for the people they're working with on the set. Um, it's just really cool. And contagious and something that I was really um inspired by and learning from them. Um,
I know they're kind of two different. I mean, up until now, I'd say Mike's kind of been strictly in the horror genre, but now kind of stepped away a little bit for the Life of Chuck, and James
yes.
Cameron has a lot of action, so it's like kind of two different genres a little bit, but
Yeah, definitely. I think one thing that they're definitely aligned with is just so being there for us actors and creating a very like nurturing environment on set, where we can all get into that moment and like be there with each other. And I think they're really inspiring as creators. Both of them are on the writing side, the directing side, the technical side, and are just really cool people. So I guess it's just always inspiring to watch these like masters do their thing,
yeah,
and just like learn by watching and trying to be a sponge and like take it in. And um, more than anything, they're also just both Mike and Jim are really nice people and really care about our world too. That was something really inspiring to me. Um, how much both of them care about our world and yeah,
yeah.
that kind
And I feel
of
like the best like learning experience too is like you had firsthand experience just being on set with these guys. Because it's one thing to watch the films and study them from a distance, but to actually be there in person and experience it, I feel like is just a whole nother thing as well.
definitely.
Now, as far as like the life of Chuck, how has the what kind of impact has the life of Chuck had on you, personally?
Wow. I mean, I guess just the whole experience filming and being a part of it, like those are memories that I'll have forevermore in my heart and treasure till I die. Uh, yeah, like getting to work with Mandy Moore, who I admire so much, getting to work with Mike Flanagan, all these people that I look up to and am inspired by their work. But also just getting to have so much fun and dive into Cat and dive into this project and dance until we couldn't anymore kind of thing. And yeah, it was just um I guess a really special time. It felt like it always feels like a time capsule when I'm thinking of
Yeah.
memories from that time because it was just really exciting and kind of happened so quickly. But I'm really grateful to have been a part of it. And I love this project. I love how thought-provoking it is and how it makes you feel when you sit up from that movie theater seat and leave the theater. And I love the people that I got to work with. So I guess I'm just really grateful to have been a part of it.
And
Yeah.
the cool thing is too is that we know that I mean both James as well, obviously, worked with him before and will again, but as far as Mike Flanagan, we know that he loves to work with people over and over again. So fingers crossed, hopefully maybe one of the upcoming Mike Flanagan projects will see you pop up in there again.
I would love that. I love Mike's work and I really would love to like dive into the horror genre more. So that would be
That,
really
that would be fun. Horror is, I mean, I love everything, but like horror is like my favorite genre. So that would be
ooh.
really, really cool to see. And I mean, he's doing, now he's working on Carrie.
Yes.
He's working. I think it's like kind of on the back burner right now, but working on the new Exorcist movies. So
Yeah.
like any of those kind of things would be a lot of fun. What do you kind of I guess just like hope like audiences take away from watching this movie?
I hope they have a really great time seeing the movie. I hope that the dance scenes make them happy and um that they really enjoy just and feel like the contagious energy of that. I think there's also something about this movie and watching these moments from Chuck's life and the connections all unravel. And I guess it's like very thought-provoking, at least for me, stepping away from that. It made me want to go like experience things and lead life with like compassion and create and I guess it's just one of those movies like really makes you think how important some of the people in your life are to you and want to make
Yeah.
sure that you love them. And I guess there's so much to take away from this movie.
Oh, there's a
Oftentimes,
lot.
I don't know how to
Yeah.
sum it up and feel unsatisfied with how I answered that question. But
No, no,
yeah,
I think you did a great job. And yeah, I think for me too, just like one of the things is just appreciating the little moments in
right.
life. Sometimes
Yeah,
those can actually mean a lot more when you look back on them later on in your life. So, but yeah, I mean, I remember walking out of the movie. I had read the short story, so I had an
so
idea of what was going to probably happen. Like obviously adaptations could be a little bit different, but I
right.
had a pretty good idea going into it, but obviously wanted to see, things play out. But I went
Yeah.
with my girlfriend and she hadn't read the story at all. And so it was kind of fun to see if she was able to kind of put together what was happening in the film. And then like afterwards, just like the discussion of, well, what did you think about this? What did you think about that? And being a film fan, there's nothing I love more than just ha getting to have a conversation with someone after a movie and just ask what they felt about it and how they interpreted different events. And there's no shortage of that in this film for sure.
Totally. Oh, that's so real. That's my favorite part. Like after watching a movie, just getting to like debunk it and like with my friends, like, okay, what did everybody think? And like what's everybody's favorite moment? And like um yeah,
Yeah.
that's like one of the most fun parts.
And I've had some over the years just talking like friends like after movies. We've been in parking lots for theaters like an hour, 2 hours after the a movie will end. And I'm sure like sometimes the theater people are probably like, what are these people doing out in the parking lot just hanging around?
That's so sick. I want to be in your friend group. That sounds like awesome. And
Yeah,
so
it's so
yeah.
much fun. And just to wrap things up for you, Trinity, what's next for you that I guess that you are able to talk about?
Yes. Ooh. Well, Avatar Fire and Ash is coming out this December, so I'm so excited for everybody. We're gonna all get to see it soon, and it's gonna be a very emotional one. So,
Oh, geez, because the last one was pretty emotional at some parts of it. So,
yeah, if you can believe it, this one's gonna be more emotional
oh
and
man,
maybe the most or one of the most emotional of the Avatar saga.
wow.
So we'll all have to be there for each other afterwards.
Yes, agreed.
Not only to debunk, but for therapy session.
Agreed.
Um, yeah, I'm really excited to continue the journey with the Sully family and also been working a lot on music. I love music and songwriting and um anything where I'm getting to be creative actually.
Yeah,
And yeah, have some music releases coming up and just these songs are I guess I love writing songs. It's like how I process thoughts and feelings and what's going on even in the world around me. And so I guess these songs are written for people like Kat or young Chuck and all my friends and young people who are going through like the growing pains and like the joy
growing
and
up.
everything in between. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm so excited for that. I'm working on some new stuff, gonna
Huh?
release soon.
Well, that's
Yeah.
super. Yeah, it sounds like you definitely got some busy times coming up ahead. And yeah, as far as where can people stay up to date with you as well, just to follow your work?
Ooh, that's thank you for that. That's a good question. I guess socials. Uh at Miss Trinity Bliss on social media. And I'm so excited to connect with you all and share new stuff with you all. And I'm really grateful for everybody that's supporting me and following along on the journey. Yeah.
Perfect. Well, Trinity, I will make sure to link those down below in the description. That way people
Thank
can give
you.
you a follow and stay up to date with your work. And I just want to say thank you so much for your time today. It was wonderful getting to meet with you and chat with you about this film, but as well as some of your upcoming projects as well. And you're welcome back anytime in the future.
Oh, it was so much fun to chat with you. Thank you so much. Hey, it's Trinity Bliss. I play Kat McCoy in Life of Chuck, and you're watching Pop Culture with Pat.